Welcome back to Deathwish. Where were we?
So, the town guard, Grigsby, and Mustard Seed, the Beetle Morph fairy, are all up on deck, having defeated the crew up there. Meanwhile, Irma and Jack are down in the hold with the first mate, Elise, holding off all comers as the crew and the captain on the middle deck are trying to attack them. However, they seem to have stopped that strategy. And then you all hear something very strange. The captain plays a loud horn.
He's calling the Kraken.
Or something. We still haven't gotten our nemesis yet.
man.
So
We haven't got our nemesis yet, no.
And
It's so mean if it was a Kraken plus another nemesis.
Will you stop giving him ideas?
And they're like, what is that? And then something large bumps the boat and it rocks back and forth.
It's not me.
And then one of the crew starts shouting, "No, this can't be happening. This in the port. What are the Selkies doing? Someone should be watching for this." And you see the worst sight that any sailor could ever see. A black, inky splotch appearing on the spreading across the ocean surface beneath the ship. The sure sign of a Kraken.
I have some really stupid ideas going through my head right now of what we could possibly do.
Let's hear him.
I mean, he's Lethian inking right now, and I got these wonderful contraband bottles. Just dump them over the side. Distraction!
dumping adult content on the Kraken.
I mean,
I love it.
Humanoid adult content. I think you'd have a hard time processing that.
Yeah.
But you're also
I'm so glad some of
not-
my friends don't know about this channel.
You're also not currently in a position where you can pour anything over the deck because you're down in the hold.
No. We're just thinking about how this could play out.
Yeah, all about that yes and. All about that yes and. Right,
so we're feeling, even down in the hold, we're the below decks, we are feeling the ship being bumped.
Yep. And the captain says, "It's all over for you now. Surrender and your memory-drained husk might be allowed to live."
So is the Kraken like trained to follow them? Are they listening to the song or like the summons? Is there
it sounds like the Kraken was summoned. They tend to be really they tend to. It's more likely that the Kraken is this guy's boss than that he is the Kraken's boss.
Right.
They're very intelligent and powerful beings.
Right.
Kraken was like, I mean, he blew the horn and the Kraken arrived immediately. So the Kraken was like already 100 yards away.
Yeah, it must have been lurking out in the bay.
In the bay already. All right, you had said that the town was establishing fortifications to fire outward toward the bay.
Mm-hmm. Those half-built towers up on the cliffs.
Uh-huh. Did those already have cannon in them, or is that something that's part of the future project?
They do have weapons, but they're meant to shoot further out because normally the city has a whole component of guards who are Selkies and other sea-based life who can swim out, detect threats, and then give warning before they get too close.
And yet somehow the Kraken was just hanging out in the bay.
Indeed.
Some sort of additional conspiracy might be a consideration.
We'll deal with that later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so at the moment, I need to get above deck and dump something overboard.
Yeah, that's your plan.
Or you could survey for a porthole.
I could just dunk it out.
Yeah, down in the hold, you're gonna start at 0 effect, but maybe there's something.
I'll fix this. Blast a hole in. Okay, now I got this.
It's armored, so you're gonna need a big
Yeah,
explosive for that.
I'm teasing. I'm
Right.
gonna go above deck.
All right. Well, you're gonna have to get through Tanner and his crew then, or I guess you could sneak through the hole that Grigsby found.
All right. Well, I could declare having a grenade and toss a grenade out there as a means of creating some fun distraction for Irma.
Don't we
Yeah.
have smoke bombs? Who has smoke bombs? Thought somebody had smoke bombs.
Oh, that's a good
Smoke bombs.
question.
Nope, I just have disguise stuff.
Give me a second. Let me double
Range
check.
items.
I have this thing called guilt's weight that I've never used at all. Your
Yeah,
attacks are
good call.
potent against the guilty. I just internalized that one for Grigsby. And just played it that way.
Well, I mean, you could always say it that like he views everyone as guilty.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not. It's their own view. It's if they feel guilty.
Mhm.
So
Ooh.
somebody who thinks they're totally justified wouldn't be affected.
Oh. I also have brass knuckles.
Yeah, I don't really have smoke bombs, but
You toss a grenade out there, however.
that
Yeah.
would work.
All right. So you wanna lob a grenade at them.
Yep.
So that should have normal effect to make them run away from the grenade, and your position, since you're lobbing it up, is probably controlled. I don't think they can hurt you very easily.
Yeah, if I'm lobbing it up and over,
Mhm.
that's a one-handed lob, so I'm assuming it's
Draw. Yep.
draw. Yeah. Okay. So that's 3 dice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm just gonna roll 3 dice. And a 6.
Whoop. Blink, blink.
Yeah.
And the crew are like, grenade, scatter, and they all fall back past where Grigsby was, and they're panicking and diving behind barrels and crates and whatever they can. And then the grenade goes off, blam, and fills the place with frags. And the floor that the grenade goes off on also gets punctured, and there's now a hole over your guy's head that you can see up to that floor.
Right. So
Cool.
the deck is not armored.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
would-
The decks between floors.
Yeah, yeah. So just the hull is armored.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So
I mean, I
it's
could technically use
1800
somebody as a
ironclad,
meat shield.
basically.
With that rocket pad.
At least it's like, why are you
I
looking
do
at
have
me?
a launch pad.
Yeah.
That's right.
There's a hole now.
Yeah.
All right. So if that's a setup action, I can
Mhm.
assist Irma for free.
Yeah. Let's do it.
So your plan is to launch yourself up through the hole and then just scamper up the stairs before anybody can figure out what's going on?
Yep.
That sounds like a barrel roll to me.
I don't really necessarily think. I think it's more of a finesse because, like,
'cause you're
I mean, there's
sneaking.
trying to be sneaky, and I'm like trying to do through a certain hole.
That wouldn't be the launch pad then. That would be like sneaking up through the hatch.
While they're distracted.
Okay, well then we'll do it that way. As
All
much
right.
as the launch pad would be amazing, I may need my emergency balloon to leave everyone behind, but just escape.
All right, so that sounds like a normal
You
controlled
just say it. You
action.
big softy. You came back last time.
Watch it, Buster.
Get up
Keep
and out
going
that
the way
hatch.
you're going. Irma's gonna be like, I'm gonna enjoy this lithium ink I stole, and sayonara, all you suckers, and just
believe-
float away.
Die hard, baby. Die hard.
And that's +1D from Jack as well.
Oh yeah. That's awesome. 6.
There you go.
Mm.
And so you scramble up and up the stairs, and a bunch of the town guards all point their guns at you. And Grigsby presumably is like, wait,
Not her.
he's with us.
Yeah, I brought the cops. Do we have?
Don't
Do
you
the cops have?
recognize Freckles?
Yeah, the cops are pointing their
Jeez
guns at her.
Louise. Freckles. Hello.
Grigsby, you gonna
Anyway.
say anything about that?
Yeah,
Just let them
I'm
open
like,
fire.
hey, no, of course, no. I'm like, hey, hold your fire. Do we have zeppelins though?
Like with you? Or in
Yeah,
the
like cop
setting?
zeppelins.
So they have one. but it is not involved in this situation.
Okay, just checking.
Oh.
Yeah. So
You're gonna
ceasefire.
double cross me, Grigsby.
No,
Oh my gosh.
And
I would.
the Kraken tentacles rise up and
Mhm.
are swaying and grabbing onto the ship, and it makes a resonant sound of its own. And suddenly, the Selkie members of the port guard are going to are going to pull the trigger. They're going to shoot at Irma.
What?
And that is the Nemesis strike
Oh,
from the sleeper agents who were programmed by the Kraken's Lethian Inc.
sleeper agents.
Yeah.
Freaking ninjas.
And so that is infiltration strike. Reveal that the Nemesis has infiltrated and sabotaged the player's allies or reinforcements.
I've been betrayed.
So
No
yeah,
question.
Irma, you are now in a desperate situation.
Die hard.
Die Hard doesn't let you resist the Nemesis strike, but it will let you resist if they shoot you.
If they shoot me, so what it does is essentially, how do you gain stress on a crit? Do you just regain stress?
Yeah, you heal stress on a crit.
Okay. So
Sounds pretty powerful.
okay, so I'm just looking here. So they would have to shoot me first.
Yep.
Aren't they technically shooting me right now?
So yeah, they're going to shoot you when you take your next action, which is why you're in a desperate situation,
Mhm.
desperate position.
So Nemesis is out. This is the
But-
one and only.
Yeah, this is the Nemesis.
Right.
Okay.
But Irma is sufficiently aware that they're there that she could decide not to take that action.
Right.
Or is she completely not aware of what's going on?
No, you're totally aware. This is
Okay.
the
So you could choose not to stick your head up and do what you were going to do.
yeah, you could duck back down below decks.
Right, but I gotta get the stuff overboard.
Right.
Or you could just find some cover where you are.
No, that's fine. I'll use bait. I want them to focus on me so Grigsby and Jacques can be able to do stuff, or actually Grigsby, because he's standing there with them.
Well, they don't have a focus, so bait isn't going to do much. The Kraken has a focus. If you want to try and draw its attention onto you.
What is the
That sounds like
Kraken
fun.
focusing?
So the Kraken actually has a special quality, which is that it focuses on everything all the time.
Oh,
So if Irma draws its focus to her, does it then not focus on everyone all the time?
No, but it will spend all of those consequences it gets from everybody's action on Irma.
Hey,
Lucky
buddy,
her.
I have some stuff you might be interested in. What am I
Are you
doing?
talking
I don't know.
The Kraken or the people with guns?
The Kraken.
One other person that you might want to talk to is Mustard
Oh.
Seed is right there.
that's
So
right.
if you want to see if Mustard Seed can help you out here.
Came in like
Okay, I
Superhero.
understand that you wouldn't let me tie my pot to you back, make you carry me around everywhere. But in this moment, I need you to trust me.
And he says, of course.
I'll save a bottle for you. And yeah, I'm gonna try to draw the Kraken's attention towards me.
Okay, so you're gonna have Mustard Seed protect you from the Selkies while
Wait.
you
hold on. Wasn't the plan to brainwash the Kraken with the Lethian ink?
Uh-huh.
Are we still doing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
okay,
just have to get my head above the doorway so I could throw stuff over
Just
the
make it-
edge of the ship.
Okay.
all right. So you're gonna have Mustard Seed protect you while you get to the edge of the ship.
Yes.
Okay.
Take one for the team, buddy. I
Okay.
won't tell him that, but that's what I am asking.
Deathwish. We're merciless to NPCs. Wretch.
All right. So to get to the edge of the ship, are you
We're
thinking
both kinda taking
barrel
one for the
or
team here.
finesse?
I think honestly it's another finesse. try
Okay.
to dodge bullets and stuff and get over.
So you're going to have limited effect because trying to finesse across this deck is going to be slow going. And you're pretty much out in plain view, so desperate position. But Mustard Seed will take some of those consequences for you.
Nice.
Excellent.
Nice. Goodbye, Mustard
So
Seed.
do you want to
Hard than
see if you
be.
can get higher than limited effect, or are you going to just go halfway?
I think I need to, let me see. Probably need to push for greater effect here.
Well, can I
normal.
set her up?
Yeah.
Let me do that then. I can do a survey and use attention to detail.
Yeah, try to find something for her to hide behind.
Yeah.
Okay.
So roll 3d6.
So that should be risky normal. Yeah, you got it.
Nice.
Okay. So what did you spot?
Irma, what do you need?
She's
I yeah, I need to I need to get close to that edge so I can draw
Alright,
the
so-
Kraken's attention there.
So maybe some crates or something that she can hop
Mhm.
to and from.
Yeah, that might be really good because I am short.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Or maybe there is a tube for Lethian
Oh,
ink,
like
and
a
that you're small, so they couldn't crawl through it, but you could just manage to get yourself along that tube.
Oh, like a pipe for
Pipe,
pumping
yeah.
it up out of the water.
yeah.
It's cool.
All right. So you
Why not
crawl
both?
along
Do we get the
next to-
crates too?
next to the pipe between the crates, and yeah, so that'll get your
Yes.
position from desperate all the way to controlled.
Woo!
Oh,
Right, and that was just
And
position.
but you're still normal, or sorry, still limited. So you're going to want to trade position for effect now to get up to normal
Yeah.
yeah.
by just rushing, I guess. And that'll be risky normal.
Okay, I am going to now. How many morale does it take to add to my dice?
Pushing is 2 stress or morale,
Okay, I'll go ahead and use my
or
one
one
that
of
I
each.
had. Excellent, perfect. Okay,
roll a 6, I got morale. Come on. Oh.
All right.
got a 5
So
though.
you slip to the edge, and then you pop up and you start rummaging through your pot for bottles. When one of the Selkies, blam, shoots you in the back for a
Oof.
wound.
Ooh.
Armor.
So Mustard Seed is going
Oh.
to step in the way and boom, take the bullet for you.
Don't wanna close my eyes.
And that's going to shatter his armor, but he is still alive.
Nice.
Cool. I can use him again.
Yes.
I have no pity for him.
Yeah, merciless NPC users.
Well, he did just take a shot for you, but how about you get that? Water.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump the stuff over the side.
Oh,
Not
okay.
all of it.
It's
I'm
gonna
keeping
take-
one or two.
It's going to take a lot to influence the Kraken's mind. These things are
Release
huge.
the anti-kraken.
They have a gigantic brain specially built to process Lethian ink, and they have 2 sub-brains, one in each of their tentacles that they use to process even more Lethian ink.
Hey, buddy, yoo-hoo, Freckles, right here. Okay, so pay attention. Some
Probably still
really
holding back.
high class things coming your way. Pay attention. Okay. So this one is called probably can't say that out loud. So we're just gonna dunk that over. And then this one here, just have them all. Just,
All right.
just focus on it.
So
we're being bleeped here.
yeah. So you're pouring out all the ones that you stole, except perhaps one for later. And to have a real impact, you might want to spend a supply to have even more Lethian ink here.
I already had to spend a supply to take off with the bottles.
Are we on a boat full of
took a
Lethian
supply
ink?
of bottles. Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can get the ink from the hold, that would be more than enough to have a big impact here.
There's none on the
can-
top.
Flashback to that.
Can I
But-
flash back to that to where I just kind of like dunk it into?
So Yeah, if you have a supply of bottles, which you're saying you took, then yeah, you could have filled one supply worth of bottles. So that'll bring you up to greater effect here.
Perfection.
Okay, so you dump them all overboard.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, what action do you want to use for that? I would think finesse would make sense. Pack would make sense.
Let's see what I have here.
Packing its mouth full of stuff.
I hate to say it. I almost say finesse again. I think that's the only
Sure.
real thing that Irma has rolled.
It makes
besides
total sense here.
Yeah.
You're trying to slip this stuff overboard
Sneaky
before
little,
the
yeah.
Kraken arm can slap you silly.
Yeah.
So since you're surrounded by all these Kraken arms, that would normally be desperate. But I'm gonna say it's risky because you're in a sneaky position and it's not aware of you yet. And then it greater effect. So yeah, risky greater.
All right, risky, greater. I am going to push for an additional dice, unless somebody can possibly assist me.
I'm at 5.
I'm at 5.
Okay, so I can assist, I guess, if that means 6. Unless Jack, can you assist?
Sure. How are you helping? Are you also dumping bottles over?
5 as well.
Okay, I'll dump bottles. It's fine. Same
Okay.
character.
Do you have a
So
point in
Grigsby
finesse?
has run up onto the deck.
Grigsby was up on the deck.
Okay, I'm sorry. I misunderstood where he was. Okay.
Yeah, I got 2 in finesse actually.
Perfect. Then yeah, you spend 1 stress, and Irma, that's plus 1d.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
6. All right.
Yes.
So you would put 3 ticks on the Kraken's fight clock, but it has a guard clock, which means I can spend 2 ticks on that to completely negate the effect that you would inflict.
How many ticks does it have?
4. So you've already used up half of it
Okay.
just with this. And so you pour the Lethian ink in, and it's going to counter it by releasing a bunch more of its own Lethian ink to just blend into it so that it's not as confusing for the Kraken.
And that's not how you're supposed to, like, experience this. Yeah, no. You're supposed to. And I think with this, she's just going to start telling him some advice and everything. I'm using bait. So they put the focus on me and whatnot.
Okay. Well, the focus is already on you. And that
Focus
was the last
is
thing I
already
was
on
going
me.
to say, which is,
Okay.
yeah, the controlled focus also on that action is going to activate. And it's going to use one of its arms to grab you. So you could resist that, or you could have Mustard Seed resist it for you.
Mustard seed.
Yeah,
Okay,
mustard seed.
so it goes to grab you,
Not
and
even a
Mustard Seed
question, you know
heroically
it.
throws himself in the way, and the tentacle wraps around him, and he goes, "Ah!" And he grabs onto the railing, and he's like, "No, I will protect you."
Sayonara, mustard seed.
Well, it would be nice to preserve mustard seed. Is there something that I can do? I imagine there's not much that a pistol is going to do by itself against this this Kraken arm.
No, and also you can't see it. You're still in the hole.
Right, but I could jump up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you still got to get through Tanner and his crew.
Right. So that might be challenging. Well, I could point out that we don't need to kill the Kraken at this point. We need to get off the ship and onto land where the Kraken would have trouble getting at us.
I mean, we could explode the ship now.
That's your answer to everything.
I mean, when
It's
has
a
it
good
not
answer.
worked in the
Yeah,
past?
it's a good answer.
It's worked for us real well so far.
Yeah.
I mean, a whole entire ship is a really big deal for a Kraken to have to deal with all of a sudden.
Definitely kind of a one-note team, but it's a good note. It's a really,
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good note.
Non-barreling explosives with pie. Yeah, so focus from Kraken is kind of on me. We
Well,
need
it's
to
on
trigger.
everyone.
Yeah, we still need to
Right.
trigger that second guard clock.
Yep.
Mhm.
Is there so when we were walking around on the ship, did we notice that there is a magazine?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
it's on the floor that Tanner's on now.
Right. So if we could get past Tanner, we could potentially just find a way to explode this magazine and blow up this whole ship on top of the Kraken.
Yep. The armor might reduce the damage there, but it would be
Right.
still substantial.
It would be substantial, and if nothing else, it would take out this ship that is the ally of the Kraken, and potentially distract the Kraken while we at least get the heck out of here.
Well, hang on. We have a bunch of guards right now, right? So could we all like collectively volley against the Kraken?
Yeah, but remember, half the guards are against you.
Oh,
Right. So they kind of cancel each other out.
Right now, you could tip that balance.
So our opposition is A, the Kraken, B, Tanner, B, the remains of his crew, and C, the Selkie guards.
Yep.
That's a lot. That
It's
feels
okay.
like
We
a
still
lot.
got half an hour. This will be easy.
No problem whatsoever. Yeah, we're almost done.
so okay. And then on the battlefield, everybody's fighting each other. Kraken's outside, which just focuses on Irma.
Focuses on everybody.
Focuses on everybody, but was right.
Yep.
It's more so going to go after Irma, but yeah, it still focuses on stuff.
Okay, how do we hurt this thing? How do we hurt this thing?
Boom,
Well,
boom.
I had
you
my
scared
idea.
it with all
If
that
anybody has a
Lethian
better
ink.
one, I'm happy to go along with it.
Ooh, all the Lethian ink if we were to throw more overboard.
Yep.
This thing is a Lethian ink specialist.
Yeah, but if you think about it, it's been giving up poisons, Lethian ink. It probably doesn't want to interact with that itself.
Yeah, it spent 2 ticks on its guard clock to avoid the Lethian ink you gave it so far.
Right.
Grigsby,
clearly
think
afraid of it.
really, really weird thoughts and sit in this barrel, and then we'll dump it overboard.
We've already got a bunch of weird Lethian ink. We probably don't need to spend the time to get it weirded out by Grigsby.
That was an added bonus that we didn't need to tell him about.
Yeah. Well, I think what we might need to do is a couple of things. We might need to do something like dump more Lethian ink on it, causing it to use up the other 2 ticks on its clock, which will then make it sufficiently vulnerable that we can actually do something to it.
Yep.
So we're going to have it spoil one more plan before we have a plan available to use against it.
Yep. That's what guard clocks are for. Captain Tanner has one too.
Yeah. Awfully useful, and we haven't dealt with Captain Tanner in any significant way either.
Can we just throw him overboard?
We could try, but I imagine that would be challenging as well.
He's a pretty
and
tough
he
guy.
also has a focus too.
Yeah.
I say we blow up the ship. All the Lethian ink goes in the bay.
Aye.
It's all bad anyway.
All in favor, say aye.
Okay. Well, if you're going to go for the
possibly-
magazine, you're going to want to go below deck and go after Captain Tanner because he's protecting it right now.
All right. Well, I think I need to go for Captain Tanner.
What do you think we should do above deck?
Is there
Just keep
any
doing what I'm doing.
any further Lethian ink you can dump on this thing?
I'm
You
guessing
can keep
that I can
finding
see
it
some.
with
Survey.
survey.
Yeah, Grigsby.
Grigsby might find
Be my
some
arms and
Lethian
my legs.
And it's already established that down on the shore, there's the barrels they've been unloading.
Right.
Okay. So we're looking for more barrels right now.
Sure. So that would be a survey roll. I would say normal effect because you'd expect to find it here. And risky position because looking around doesn't take too long, but you're in the middle of an active battle.
Okay, here we go. Come on, Grigsby. 5 alive.
Okay. So you spot another barrel, and you're like, there it is. And then one of the Selkies is going to jump on you and stab you with a knife. So that'll
Oh.
be a glancing wound, and you're pinned to the ground. It's 2 separate consequences.
Okay.
I can hold on. Ooh, I can protect you if you want, Grigsby, if you want to keep that armor for another spot.
I'm okay. I think I could deal with one person if you.
Okay.
Okay. So the glancing hit, you just pay 1 stress, or take a wound.
I'll take a wound.
Okay. Then you gain 1 morale, because when a glancing hit inflicts a wound, you gain 1 morale.
You
Nice.
should injure Grigsby more often.
Okay, so you take the stab, and you're also fine with being pinned down to the deck.
Sure.
Okay. So the barrel is found, and you also pointed out to Irma and Mustard Seed. What do you want to do next?
Still me?
Anybody?
Well, I want to start making my way toward Captain Tanner.
Okay, so you're gonna go up the stairs. There's still a scale 2 crew. They're on their last legs, but they're there.
They're still there.
Captain Tanner himself, and one of the crew is a call out. He's an acrobatic knife expert. So yeah, just walking up into that is Deathwish position.
Oh, sounds like fun.
Yeah. But if you wanna, if you got a plan, I'd say do it.
If I want to just walk up and die, I can do that.
Yeah, that's your choice.
That would be my choice.
So I am gonna say that you do have a useful tool here, which is Elise says she is willing to help, and she can form her water arms into like a big shield. If you trust her, and that will slow the bullets down enough to probably get you down to a risky position.
Deus Ex Militia.
Why should I trust you?
And she says, because if you don't, we're both going to have our minds ripped out by a kraken.
You make a good point. So that brings me down to risky.
If she's telling the truth. Remember, position in Deathwish is not a promise.
She could then use her arms to, do bad things to me. I don't think I have much choice besides trusting her. In the midst of this, by the way, I'm going to min-max this game slightly and say that I'm using my heritage as a wanderer and my traditional veteran ability to give myself a point of morale.
There you go.
Could use that. I'm going to say that I'm a wanderer. I have spent time just doing time on ships, traveling around the world a little bit.
Yeah.
Check.
Right. You're familiar with ships. You've had run-ins on the stairs of ships before, perhaps.
It's not min-maxing if you're deepening your character, Jack.
Yes, I've done stuff like this before. I could tell you stories. Anyway, call me Ishmael.
So the one catch here is if Elise is using a water shield, that's going to slow your bullets down too. So do you have something else you want to do for effect?
I can't directly shoot through the water easily.
Yeah, it'll have reduced effect.
Right. Because one option would be to push and use Fan the Hammer, which could it can suppress enemies acting as a setup action, improving position on the next action against the enemy, but that would have to be a push, right?
And it gives you scale, but yeah, it has to be a push.
Has to be a push.
And if you do want to do that, she can instead use her arms to like grab a barrel or something and just give you low cover. That'll maybe get you down to desperate position instead of Deathwish still.
Oh, goody! That makes it all nice and simple. I'm not thinking of anything else I can do because we need to take out Captain Tanner.
You're still upstairs, yes?
Downstairs.
You're downstairs at this moment. Okay.
Yeah, I think we need to take out Captain Tanner and get to the magazine of this ship.
Jack, that's some bad fictional positioning because there's 2 named things down there, right?
Mhm.
Well, there's the crew, the captain, and his acrobatic knife expert.
Right.
Well,
Dramatic.
wait. Quick question. That cannon that was up on the top,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
was that smashed or was that
No,
just...
Mustard Seed's still holding that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, Mustard Seed, dude, just aim that downwards. That can get us right to the magazine, buddy.
Did you forget that he was grappled to save you?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so he's
Shoot
still
it.
being held by the tentacle.
Never mind. Shoot the Kraken in the face.
He can't do anything with it. He's being crushed by
You
a
gotta do it,
tentacle arm.
Irma. You gotta do it. I'm
He's
pinned
busy.
too.
And there's stuff going on for you too. Would it improve my position at all to go through the other hatch instead of up this stairs?
Yes. Yeah, if you popped up behind him, that would be a way to improve position for sure.
Yeah, I think I need to do that. And so if I went up to that hatch, that would be behind the captain.
That's right.
Okay. And then he'd start using his clocks to stymie anything I'd try to do to him.
Yeah, your first effort against him will fail, but it'll take 2 of the ticks there.
Yeah, it'll start working through his defenses.
Yep.
So yeah, so I will trust Elise to come with me without my having to have my pistol right at her skull.
Okay.
Phase 2.
And so she'll do the low cover.
Yep.
So
Cool.
since it's a sneak attack and low cover, you're up to risky position.
Mhm.
And then your effect with just your pistol alone is limited. But I assume you were going to push or fan the hammer or something?
Yeah, I think. Let's see. Yeah, so that would. So if I'm going for him,
The
hammer
most
wouldn't-
effect you can get is normal. Anything higher
Right.
than that's going to be wasted by his clock.
Right. So, whereas if I go for a limited action, that would just use 1 tick of his clock instead of 2.
Yeah.
Right. So if I were to get to normal, that would take two faces of his clock.
Yep.
Okay.
You could trade position for effect by trying to snipe him, line up a really good shot.
Right. Is there any
But
kind of
that-
setup I can do by, currently they're not watching this spot. So could I do some kind of setup to get myself?
Irma did that last time by drawing a bead and just rolling draw to set up a really nice shot.
All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to
Okay.
just get through to that hatch, which has already been opened thanks to Grigsby. Slowly just raise my pistol up over the edge of the hatch, draw a bead on Captain Tanner, and see what I can do to take him out.
Okay, that sounds like a risky normal.
Okay. So that's 3 dice. Okay, so 3 dice.
Come on, Jack. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got your shot ready. And so that'll give you 2 extra levels of effect. So you're now at risky greater to take your shot.
Okay. So that would be 3 ticks on his clock?
It'll be 2 ticks because he'll just block it with his guard, but I'll let you put that last tick on his crew.
Okay. All right, then I'm going to do that. I'm not going to push this time just because I want to save my resources. So that's another 3 dice.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. You line up your perfect headshot. Bam. And he spins his parlay canary on his shoulder squawks, and he grabs the nearest crew member and pulls them in front of the bullet. And just in time, the crew member gets shot right in the face and dies. But the captain is unharmed. But taking that reaction, spent 2 ticks on his clock.
Cool.
Nice.
So classic mook armor.
Yep. And that's going to break the morale of his remaining crew.
Woo.
That's putting the last
Nice.
tick on their clock. So
Okay.
the only person who's still loyal to him is his knife expert.
Okay.
I
Well,
think
obvious.
upstairs, I am going to shoot that barrel that Grigsby pointed out so it can start leaking over the side.
Well, the ship's got raised edges, so it's not going to leak easily. Because it's normally bad to leak Lethian ink into the ocean. People don't like
Right.
that.
So you're going to need to tip it up and over.
I'm gonna need to tip it up and over. Yeah. I'm gonna go over to it, and I'm gonna kind of like set up my launch pad, scoot it up on there, kind of like twist it, yeah, and then kind of like, make sure the lid's popped off, and then over the side it goes.
Finesse is a good fit for that. I could see other actions though if you wanted to.
Let's see what I got here. Give me 1 second. Do you almost consider this a draw or?
Yeah, if I mean, how heavy is a launch pad? It's like one load, right? You could carry that with one hand.
I mean, you're bringing a weapon to bear. That's sort of like drawing it.
Yeah, just slap that barrel with the launch pad.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And so the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to set off the Kraken's controlled consequence.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's going to use that to grab you. That's what Krakens like to do. Do you want to resist that?
Does it grab the barrel?
Do I use Die Hard or not?
Well, it's only a limited consequence, so Die Hard.
Yeah.
It's a controlled consequence.
I think he'll miss me, and he'll get the billowing my outfit.
Oh, it lets you resist that?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he grabs onto you with one of his suckered arms, and you just slip out of your coat.
Yep.
Cool. And so he's like, "Argh!" And he gets a coat, and now you're gonna make your actual action roll, which is going to be at desperate position because you've got to run across the battlefields to do it, and then it should have normal effect.
Do you think that powder burn works in this position?
You're making a ranged attack, but your target is not at close range, so no. If you were to jump off the ship and try to stuff it down his throat, then powder burn would fly.
Maybe next attack. Still got 2 armor.
Maybe the finisher. Yeah, you don't want to be in the water with the Kraken while it's still alive.
Yeah, I really honestly don't.
No, I don't think so.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and just do it with that. I need some stress just in case stuff goes wrong.
All right. So did you roll a 2?
No.
All right. So you're like, and you try to launch the barrel. And as you do, one of the Kraken's 2 tentacles rises up. And Kraken's tentacles are very special because in each one they have a tiny brain that they feed a very particular set of memories to, and then flush it with mutagen to give it a special mutant power. And you're about to find out what this one's is. It splurts a big load of Anbar all over you.
That stuff. Yeah.
And then in a moment, it hardens, freezing you in time.
Oh.
You forget that I use that as lotion because I secrete that.
I remember. But it doesn't make you immune to being frozen in time.
I have to resist that.
You might want to resist it with Die Hard, because even if you resist it once, you're still going to be covered in sticky stuff.
Here we go.
Yeah.
See what this ability is all about.
So what are you resisting with? You could resist it with awareness, resolve, or prowess. They would all make sense for your character.
Awareness.
Okay. Yeah, try and dodge it.
Yeah.
And you're using Die Hard.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see this roll.
Why is there always so much pressure?
That's kind of what Deathwish is about.
Yeah.
Come on. Yes.
Ooh, double 0 is 0. So you jump out of the way of the first blast of Anbar, and it squirts a second blast, and you slide back, and it just splatters on your shoes. So you're just take a glancing hit from being just a little sticky.
Oh.
What does this do for my stress?
Nothing. You rolled a 6.
You rolled a 6.
Excellent.
And you've got the glancing hit, you will have to either pay 1 stress or take a wound of being stuck.
So it doesn't
Can
count as a
I-
double 6 and give you a crit.
Correct. Yeah, if I would have rolled a crit, it would have reduced stress. Can I take armor for that or no?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I'll take armor for that.
Okay. So it splatters your boots and you just jump out of your boots.
Nice.
This is why I don't wear shoes normally.
Oh, that's right. You're in a pot. Maybe you have
I'm
to
in a
jump out of
pot.
your pot. I don't know if that fits what you want to do with, but
I don't want to jump out of my pot, but I'll just like maybe my lid's stuck. I need to get a new lid.
Yep.
Let's leave it at that. Yeah.
all right. So that'll cost you 1 load for the armor and the armor box. But yeah, you are
Yeah.
okay. Now, but you didn't actually complete your objective. So do you want to try and make that draw roll again?
Yeah.
It'll still be desperate. It'll still be normal effect, and you'll still take a controlled consequence from the focus before you even roll it.
Wait, can I set her up?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Please
But
set-
your setup action will also take a controlled consequences because Krakens are looking everywhere all at once.
You've lived this long, Grigsby.
I
What could
know.
possibly go wrong?
Okay, I'll do it. I'll assist.
Come on,
So-
you roll forever?
What I'm thinking is, Irma, are you shooting it with something in particular?
I have my little salamance that I've normally been shooting stuff with.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It-
and I have proficiency essentially with that when I shoot with it.
Okay.
But I think she's shooting the barrel by slapping it with a launch pad, which uses
Yep.
alchemy to send something flying.
True.
Okay. So I'm trying to think, how would I
What
assist
would
you here?
ants do in lithium ink?
Ants don't care about Lethian ink, but they do hurt elixir. So if you manage to shoot them into the Kraken, you'll turn off its regeneration.
What? That would have been useful information to have a
I'll
couple of rounds
just
ago.
no. I'll just
It
dump
hasn't used its regeneration yet.
I'll just dump it into the barrel, the ants with some elixir, and just be like, "Go, buddies."
Okay. Yeah, you let the
Yeah.
ants swim in the barrel. So if you succeed in getting the barrel in its mouth this time,
Or on its body. Would it work if it's on its body?
nope. Has
Oh,
to be affected by the Lethian ink, it has to read it or eat it.
well, I mean, I just gave the ants a bath, so it's fine.
Okay. So yeah, Grigsby, do you have a setup in mind, or do you want to just
Yeah,
assist?
I'll set up with a survey,
Okay.
and I'll try and just be like 4, I guess, and just sort of spotting the artillery explosion.
Watch out for like the threats around her.
Yeah, sure.
Keep her safe from all the cannon fire and gunfire. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense to improve position. And I would say you're going to have normal effect, risky position, and you're going to take a consequence before you roll. You want to do that?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's-
The Kraken is going to use that controlled consequence to grab you.
Okay, that's fine, but I can still do the action, right?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Roll 3d6. Ooh.
That was risky, right? So you're like, is there a clear spot? And then your risky consequence is that the Kraken is going to drag you to the edge and off the ship into the water.
Oh,
You're probably going to want to resist that.
okay, I have 1 stress.
So, hey, that means even if you roll a 1, it's not any
Can-
worse.
Can I resist that for him?
Yeah, you could protect. I don't know if you should, but you can.
I get a +1 die to my resistance roll.
That's true.
So I could very easily take less,
Potentially.
potentially, knowing my rolls. No.
Yeah, and you could even die hard here to keep him from taking any consequences at all.
I like this.
But remember, it is the protect action. Yeah.
Yes.
So, yep. All right. So you can roll it, and you'll take double the stress. So what's the
roll.
narration here? How are you keeping him from being dragged overboard?
Please roll a 6.
Well, I have my own Anbar.
Oh, so you're gonna like
So-
freeze that tentacle in time or that arm?
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, roll it.
God.
All right, here we go. Why do I always get so nervous?
Big buddy.
Yeah, why are you nervous? It's just
I
Grigsby's
just
life.
have to roll a 6. That's all I have to do.
Come on. Yes.
Oh! All right, so you freeze the arm, and Grigsby is not dragged overboard.
I'll be
to his
like, look, he may be a loser, but that's my loser. And you can't go taking off with him.
I'm famous.
All right, Grigsby, you want to take another
He's a
shot?
growing author.
Okay, what can I do here? I have no idea what to do here.
You could just do the same setup again and try to not roll a 3.
Yeah, I guess I will. I guess I'll try and set up again.
Okay.
Come on. Oh.
And so it grabs Grigsby with a different arm and drags him into the ocean.
Can't save your ass twice, man. I
can.
seriously can't
You can try
save
it
your
again.
ass.
You want to do it
Just
again?
roll in 6s and you'll be fine, Irma.
Yeah.
I roll 6s.
You're no worse
Oh,
off than you were last time.
No, I'm not, but I'm.
Save yourself.
You know what? Maybe this is the part where I tell a really good story about Grigsby and I earn 3 morale.
Oh.
That's if Grigsby has the special ability and he dies.
How
You're thinking
darn it.
memorial. Yeah.
Never
He's not
mind, I
quite
have to
dead
save
yet.
your ass. Fine. Here we go.
Oh no. I'm so nervous.
Whoa! So you gain 2 morale. And you come out there just blah blah blah, splatting it with Anabar, and you freeze both of its arms.
Oh my god.
Wait. I clear stress, don't I?
Yeah, you clear 2 stress. Or gain 2 morale, because you would gain 1, but you doubled it with Die Hard.
Wow.
Well, this-
I'm clearing stress, baby.
Yeah, all right, that's 2
Should I
stress
try
off.
again?
Shut up! Shut up!
Okay, what are you gonna do?
It could have gone really bad.
Oh man. Okay, no setup.
I just like the second
Okay,
time
what's
she probably just like rolled her eyes and was like, not again. Do I have to glue you to the deck?
I feel like Groundhog Day.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, I'm just gonna roll the roll to try to like get this barrel over.
Desperate normal.
Yep. Okay. Let's do. 5.
All right, you launch that barrel over, and just before it hits the water, the Kraken reaches up an arm, catches the barrel, and throws it into the city. So that'll be the last 2 ticks on its guard clock. So it is now exposed to actual danger, like, say, the magazine of the entire ship exploding, say, hypothetically.
Which
But you didn't roll a 6. So the other thing that happens is that the one of the Selkies is going to grab you and jump overboard with you.
Now you can roll another 6 on your resistance roll.
And stab you. That's just a glancing hit, though.
let me think. Or is mustard seed when I need him?
He's being grappled by that arm from earlier, remember?
I thought you were gonna crush him, and I was like, yeah, go for it. But no, you threw something else at me.
Don't give him ideas.
Having mustard seed last as long as possible is good for us.
I know.
Yeah, both Both Grigsby and Mustard Seed are in the grasps of the tentacles right now.
Yeah, I need to resist that.
Speaking of, you also took a controlled consequence from the Kraken, so it's also going to grab you.
Oh man.
No.
Actually, I'll spend that one on crushing Mustard Seed.
Thank you.
Oh,
He gets a wounded. No, he's not quite dead yet. He's just badly wounded.
He's
okay.
fine. He's an ant. We can reanimate a husk of him later.
That's not
Jeez.
true.
Don't tell the truth all the time to Grigsby, okay?
Okay.
So,
Save the
how much
ants.
later are we planning on running tonight?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It looks like we are out of time. So we can try to wrap it up with you running that magazine and blowing up the whole ship. Or if people have to go, we can wrap that up at the start of next week. It's definitely not enough for a whole session next week, but we can maybe squeeze it in with a different session.
I
anybody-
can run a bit later if
Does anybody
you want.
need to run?
No,
I think
I'm good.
No, I have a little bit longer unless
Okay.
Ray.
Yeah. Let's just wrap this up quick then.
Okay.
So yeah, we just got to figure out if you're resisting any of those horrible things that are happening to you.
Just
And
roll
then
a
we
bunch
can-
of sixes. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
You know, when you say it like that.
So you've got. Let me enumerate again. You're grabbed by the tentacle. No, we canceled that.
That's right, because you're crushing mustard
You're
seed.
stabbed.
Thank you
you
very
have
much.
4 stress. You've been going down for stress.
You're being stabbed, so you can get rid of that by paying 1 stress, or you can take a wound. I would recommend you just pay 1 stress,
Yes.
and you should do that before you roll your resist, just in case you run out of stress.
Yes.
And then you're being tackled into the ocean, which you will probably want to completely resist with Die Hard, or you could just resist it once and be tackled most of the way into the ocean.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do Die
So
Hard
most
again.
of the way to the ocean would be still like
Prone,
falling into
but on the
water.
edge of the deck.
Okay.
Die hard, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so pay the 1 stress to block the
I
wound.
did.
And then roll prowess would be the logical one to avoid being grappled. Awareness would I think qualify, not resolve though.
But I'm not technically saving a teammate, so I actually get less dice.
That's right.
Right.
Ooh.
Nope.
Okay, so 2 stress doubled, so you take 4 stress.
Ooh.
But you catch the Selkie before they can grab you and just flip them over your head and into the ocean by themselves.
Yeah, so I'm exhausted at this point.
Yep.
Right.
So no more resisting for you.
Nope.
All right. So I think we're shifting the camera to Jack now,
Okay.
unless somebody can think of a way to assist him from up above.
Well, if we had mustard seed, so we could, but
Somebody could free mustard seed by taking out that tentacle.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Grigsby, actually pull your weight around here.
I am an expert surveyor. I see things really well. But I can try. I don't think that's gonna end well though, to be honest. I don't really got the action points to try and rescue him. But I can try.
Well, I'm interested in taking out Captain Tanner because it looks like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like he stands between me and the magazine.
That's right. He's got a controlled focus on you, and he can use his guard clock to reduce your effect if you go for the magazine.
Right.
So
yeah.
you could get it without killing him, but it'll probably be a lot easier once he's dead.
Okay. So it seems like I need to deal with him first.
Mm-hmm. And since his focus is on you, whatever you do, he'll hit you with a controlled consequence first thing.
Right. Yeah. Well, there's nothing I can do about that. If I take an action, he's going to do stuff.
Yep.
So I think I'm going to. And besides, I have a couple. I actually do pretty well when I'm exhausted because I have critical focus. So I am going to push myself once again. To use my Fan the Hammer ability against him. What does that get me?
So he's threat 2 and your gun's threat 1. But the Fan the Hammer gives you scale, so that'll be a normal effect. And then whatever you're pushing will either give you 1 die or 1 effect on top of that.
Well, I don't know if the extra effect would help because it's gonna. Either way, it will eliminate his clock.
Right.
So what would extra effect get me?
You could use it to shoot his acrobatic knife expert and wound that. Or
that's probably a good idea.
Or no, sorry, actually. So his taking out his guard clock will eat up 1 tick of that effect, and then you need
1.
normal effect to actually take out Tanner himself.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're just wounding him. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So. Okay, so if I use that push for extra effect, that will take out his guard clock, and I can
kill him.
His
and kill him. Normal effect. Yeah. Normal effect will wound Tanner and get rid of his guard clock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then basically, just think of it as him resisting one thing.
Right. Then I'll push for effect.
Okay, so that'll be greater, and then you'll take the controlled consequence first, which is going to be. He blasts you with his. Actually, he orders his knife expert to attack you, and he's going to throw a knife, and that'll be a glancing wound on you.
All right, so I'll pay that
1 stress.
1 stress. So that plus the push puts me down to 2 stress.
Okay. And now you can roll your shot. You'll have greater effect, and then let me check. How hard Tanner hits. I think he's got scale 1, threat 1. So that's risky. And then he's got his knife guy. So let's call that desperate.
Oh, goody. I don't see how I can change that at this point. I've already pushed for effect.
Yep. Greater desperate. You could trade position for effect one way or the other, but neither of those seems like a good idea. So
no, I think just rolling it straight at this point. So that's 3 dice for draw.
Yep.
Okay.
5. Bam! And so he's going to use a tick of his guard clock to dodge to the side, but your second bullet is going to take him right in the head.
Okay.
And so that's the end of Captain Tanner. And you're like, aha! And that's when you take the desperate consequence, which is the acrobatic knife expert, bing, throwing a knife, and it's going to stick right in your throat, and you're going to be broken.
What?
I think a resist might be helpful at this point.
That makes sense. Prowess is the usual one.
Right. I have 2 dice in prowess.
For physical. You have 2 dice in everything, right?
Yeah, I happen to have spread it out that way. So I guess, I just resist.
Yep.
Okay, so 2 dice.
All right, 1 stress. And that means you're only taking a wound now. Okay. You want to knock that down more with armor or just mark a wound?
Yeah, I'm going to use armor.
Okay.
All right, so let me just...
Don't forget there's about to be an explosion. So you might need armor or something.
I think if he's in the ship when the magazine explodes, armor isn't going to do anything.
Yeah, that's kind of beyond Deathwish.
Mm-hmm. Are you planning on... No, you aren't you?
I'd prefer to survive this.
I don't know, Jack. Aerosmith just came on.
Well, there's
I don't have any more mustard seeds to light the fuses for you.
There's only one NPC left in the... No, there's 2 NPCs. There's the knife expert and there's Elise in there with you.
So we'll see. Maybe Elise can help us out in some of this. All right, so it seems like I need to now take out the knife expert.
If you want, yeah. They're
Okay.
going to keep giving you worse position while you try to do whatever you do, but they can't
Yeah,
directly
so
stop you.
I think that doing something to the knife expert would be reasonable. Is there anything that Elise can do to help me with that?
Yeah. Yeah, she can probably give you improved effect or position.
Okay. Let's see. If I was at 0 effect, I would actually do better against him. 0 at stress, I would do better against him, but I have 1 stress, so that's interfering with my ability to use critical focus. And I can't push because I only have. Well, actually, I could push for.
You have morale?
Yeah, I have 1 morale left. So
There you
I'm
go.
going to use 1 morale and 1 stress to exhaust myself and push. Let's see. What would it take to take him out?
Normal effect.
All right. So
Yeah.
So I can push for an extra die.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and as long as you're fanning the hammer, his evasion won't protect him.
Won't do
He's on
anything.
scale.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to push for an extra die.
Okay.
That gives me 4 dice.
So risky normal, and that's before you get help from Elise, so you can get down to controlled.
Okay. 4 dice. And
Ooh,
a 5.
5 alive.
Okay, so they're going to throw a knife that would hurt you badly, but Elise slows it down with the water, and so you only take a glancing wound from that. And then you blam, 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 fill the air with bullets, and they dodge the first one, but the next one, ugh, that's the end of the acrobatic knife expert.
All right. I am unable to resist that because I'm at 0 stress.
Yep, so you will take a wound and gain a morale.
Okay. And being at 1 morale means I'm still exhausted.
Yeah, you're still exhausted, but you can spend the morale for things like the next time you take a glancing hit.
Right.
Or to flashback or whatever else.
Okay. So 1 wound. Okay, so that means I'm at -1 die for actions.
Yep. Until you drink some elixir to heal it.
Right. Let's see.
Time for us to blow this joint.
Yes, I think it is time for us to blow this popsicle stand. So there's now nothing standing between me and the magazine.
That's right.
Okay. Now I just have to figure out how to blow the magazine without blowing me and my friends up.
Yeah, you could maybe make a big fuse for like 1 load. I would let you have like a big fuse.
Right. Right. Now, I'm just trying to remember the rules. I have 1 dot in pack. So what does that give me extra load?
No, it gives you a supply, which means you can pick any 1 item and have as much of it as you want.
So
you could
like
say
as much fuse as I want.
Sure. Yes, you could have an unlimited supply of fuses.
I have vast amounts of of deck cord, basically, right?
Sure.
Okay. That would probably be helpful under the current circumstances. So I'm heading over to the magazine. Is it locked?
Yes.
Or did they open it to get stuff?
No, they keep it locked down too.
Okay. All right.
But since there's nobody in the way, nobody threatening you, Elise can just yank the door off its hinges.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna start rigging this thing to blow.
All right. So normally tinkering together something like that is finesse. But it's pretty obvious how to rig up a rope to a bunch of explosives. So yeah, I'm gonna say you just succeed.
Okay.
Hey, Ian?
Yeah.
So can I do like a flashback where I'm dabbling as to how to make Lethian ink more potent?
Sure. Yeah, that could be a fun setup action.
Okay. I'm going to do that.
Okay.
So is there
you probably got limited effect and controlled position.
Okay, sounds good to me. Ooh, okay, never mind.
No, you don't know.
All right.
Ruh-roh.
And that's the consequences. You can't try this again.
Okay.
Sorry, Jack. Try to make it more explosive.
Oh well, we'll do what we can. So I'm trying to rig this magazine to blow, and then
Yep, you succeeded.
let people who I like know to get the hell off of the ship.
Okay. Yeah, and the Selkies are just being brainwashed. You might want to help them get off the ship too.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to I'm happy to just yell in general. Is that going to let the Kraken know to get the heck out of here?
Yes, or to try to break into the middle of the ship and put out the fuse, or do something to save itself.
Okay. So I'm trying to think what I can do to help the good guys get off this ship without letting the Kraken know that the ship's about to blow.
Yeah, and the Kraken won't have an easy time getting away because Irma has already glued 2 of its arms to the ship, to the deck.
Okay, so that might impair its ability. Well, I'm doing my best to signal this with mostly waving rather than yelling. The ship's about to explode. Get away! I'm pointing to the magazine. I'm waving as I'm moving myself away from the ship as well. I assume Elise is also doing that because she's not a moron.
Yep. Okay. You and Elise are going to try and get off the ship. NPCs don't roll in this, so I'm going to say Elise is going to succeed if she wants to, but she's going to hold back for a second and see if anybody else needs help who she cares about.
Cool.
Is Grigsby still sprawled across the deck?
No, Grigsby is still grappled.
Right, so we need to get Grigsby. We need to save Grigsby?
Again.
I like how you phrase that as a question.
I
was setting everybody else up on the invisible hand that guides.
I mean, Jack, if we tell really, really good stories about him, we gain 3 morale each.
Or you can keep listening to my stories and gain 1 morale each every encounter. It's a pretty good trade-off. 4 times, and it's greater than the one time I died.
So say more about what Grigsby's situation is.
So one of the arms grabbed him, but then before it could pull him into the ocean, it was glued to the deck, and so it's just wrapped tightly around him and held in place with Gilt's weight, which makes it very heavy, like he's wrapped in chains.
How
my
armored?
My focus ability is now activated, so I'm exhausted, which means that I can push for free on ranged combat, which means that I can also fan the hammer.
Ooh.
Would those 2 together give me a decent chance of affecting this tentacle?
Yeah, you'd have more than enough effect.
Go,
so
Jack.
You could free him and Mustard Seed.
Gonna roll the dice like
try to
it's
do
your
that.
birthday.
Okay.
I do also have an axe, a throwing axe, if I want to.
Since you're acting where the Kraken can see, its controlled focus is going to go off, and it's going to grab you.
Right, that's the problem.
Don't do that. Yeah, don't do that.
If I do that, then I'll free him and put myself into.
Right.
Oh, but I do have a flame burge.
That is a sword that you can set on fire.
That's pretty cool.
Totally near Grigsby, who's wood.
So I could try to save Grigsby and then someone else would have to try to save me.
Yeah, if you've got a spare armor box or something. Doesn't controlled focus let you resist certain things while you're exhausted?
Critical focus. You resist consequences of surprise or mental harm.
So not relevant to this threat.
No. This
I
thing.
Can
unless I were to be completely
exhausted.
oblivious and it were to surprise me.
And then suddenly you're safe. Yes.
Yeah, and then suddenly it works out fine. It's hard it would be hard in the fiction for me to rationalize it that way.
Yep.
All right. Well, here's the thing. Jack would not leave anybody behind.
All right. So you're going to take the shot and free 2 of them?
Oh, yeah. Jack.
Grigsby still got stress to resist, so he might be able to free you and resist and get everybody out to safety.
That's it. Grigsby, you got to roll a 6.
Yep.
Grigsby, save your own ass. Oh, and don't forget Jacques.
All right. So the controlled consequence is the tentacle grabs you. Does anybody want to resist that? I don't think anybody can.
I can't.
I cannot.
All right. But you still have your arms free and can take your shot.
Okay. So I'm pushing for effect. That means I have my 3 dice. Irma, is there something you can do to assist, or are you out of? Do you want to assist, or am I just rolling 3 dice?
I have no stress to give.
And no morale?
I
have one
No.
morale.
Then
I
you
don't.
can assist. You want to make yourself an easier target?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. That gives me 4 dice. Let's hope this is a good roll.
So Grigsby, to make the guilt weight easier to shoot through, you've got to think not guilty thoughts. Do you have any in your head?
Trying to save people, right?
Yeah.
He's
all right,
done
so you're-
plenty of Lethian ink, so his guilty thoughts have been removed from his memory.
All right. Then yeah, you could pay your 1 morale to assist this.
All right. 4 dice.
What could go wrong? Hey, 4. All right.
Okay.
Blam, 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 and you shoot the tentacles loose, and Grigsby and Mustard Seed drop safely to the deck.
Mustard Seed's back.
Then the tentacle whips you over the deck and drags you into the ocean.
I'll try to resist that.
Okay, you're gonna protect.
Yeah.
With what?
Survey. Maybe I could be like Griggs or Jack. Grab onto that.
Yeah, I'd allow that.
Okay.
So you're not rolling survey, but with awareness, you're saying.
Awareness. Right. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's 2. Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
4.
2 stress. Are you exhausted?
Yeah. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, all right. Everybody's exhausted. But as you're dragged off, he points and you grab onto the railing. So you're now holding onto the railing on the edge of the deck as the Kraken tries to pull you into the ocean.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't know what else we can do here.
Yeah, I'm
The
trying to
resource-
think of what I can do.
So Mustard Seed's got 1 action left in him. He'll die doing whatever it is, but if somebody wants him to sacrifice himself now, he could do it.
Well, that
What
would
can
be
we
his
do?
choice, not ours, right? I'm
I
not
mean,
gonna
if you want to suggest something, he'll probably do it. He's very loyal.
So situation is there's a fuse going off.
Mm-hmm.
All of us or Jack is being held onto on the edge.
Yep.
And
And
that's
everyone's exhausted.
right.
But Elise and Mustard Seed, your friends are still there, and the town guard and the Selkies are still fighting on the deck.
Mm-hmm. So they didn't run away.
No, because they don't want to let the other side kill them. And yeah, turning your back and running would be
Right. So
dangerous
they
here.
didn't mutually agree to survive this.
Right, because half of them are berserk and mind controlled.
Right.
What do
That-
I have that could actually save him, though?
Yeah, I don't see what I can do. I'm pretty much holding on with 2 hands momentarily until it yanks me off the deck, right?
Your beetle could fly. You could see if it could fly down and bite the tentacle.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, so that'll be a hunt roll. And so before you roll, the Kraken is going to grab you with one of its arms. Kraken
This
focus
is how
is the most
Ian
fun
tries
focus.
to accomplish a TPK.
That's
And-
every roll we make is a consequence.
I don't know. I don't want to do that.
Okay, then if
Well, the
you're
other
not
thing
making the
would be-
roll, there's no consequence.
The other thing is Mustard Seed or Elise sacrifice themselves.
Mustard Seed would definitely willingly step in the way there and take that grapple for you, Irma. Wouldn't even kill him. He'd just be grabbed again.
Which means that then he'll die.
Eventually.
Elise can waterbend though.
Yeah. Yeah, that would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that?
Elise, pull your weight.
Okay. So she's gonna step in.
None
and
of us are gonna survive this unless we work together.
She is now wrestling with that tentacle with her water arms. So that's giving you the opportunity to make this hunt roll. And so your beetle is, I think, a javelin beetle, right? So yeah, it'll stab the hell out of that arm.
We have no hunt skill.
So that's normal
I have no
effect. And then desperate position, but most of those consequences will go to your beetle.
What can I do? God damn.
What did I roll last time, actually? For my beetle. I don't have any hunt. And they work off
If
of
you're riding it, then it's barrel instead, because you're
Don't have any
actually
barrel.
like just
We definitely
guiding
don't
it
have
with
any
your own
barrel.
skill.
No, I don't have any of that either.
The only one with even one.
And if you don't want to give it orders, but just have it act on its own initiative, that's emote. But 99% chance that means it's just going to grab you and fly away. It's not going to help Jack.
I can't resist anything that I roll, so doing something that I have zero
Right.
dice in is a bad idea.
Yep. I can
However,
also point out that if Jack dies, that's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, he did choose to get himself into this.
yeah, but I don't necessarily. But we're all gonna die if we don't walk away from this. So,
Well, you could yell to Mustard Seed.
yeah, I'll remember you fondly, mostly.
So you will have forgiven him for his snubbing of you.
I will tell of your great deeds to your queen.
And he
How you
says,
saved the world.
"For the queen!"
Why are the words so hard?
I'm
And
sorry, I called you names.
He's going to charge in, and he's going to grab that tentacle and pull Jack loose and put him on the deck, and he's going to say, "Run, you fool!" and then be dragged over the deck by the tentacle. Ah! Splash!
Singular tear.
Oh,
Mustard Seed, we hardly knew you. 2 episodes.
if Jack knew a way to save him, he would, but he doesn't, so he's going to run.
Okay.
Yeah, run
so,
away.
Running is barrel.
Damn it.
Did I set us up with the survey?
Yes.
All right, I'll do that. Improve effect, and we
Yep.
can get
And since
some.
you're taking a non-physical action, you're not going to take a focus because
Cool.
it can't see what you're doing. But you are in a risky position still. So yeah, that'll be risky normal to find a faster way to get people off the ship.
Okay, let's try it. Yes.
6. All right. And you spot there is actually a rope that's tied to the shore, and so if people jump off and have something they could hold on to, they could just slide down the rope.
That sounds like a finesse to me.
Yep.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Do this.
All right. So you got a couple of catches to think of before you can escape. 1, the controlled focus is going to go off when you do it. 2, you have to have something to hold on to slide down the rope.
Forget this. Blimp out.
Okay. You're going to just set off your balloon and float away?
I'm out. Like hold on to Jaka. I could do like one other person with me and like Beetle. Let's bug out. Like we gotta go.
Okay. So that will be a finesse action.
Yeah. I
Should
say you
be-
grab Jack, and I'll try and just turn into a barrel and try to hide my way out.
You know that yoga has really helped you a lot.
All right. So you're gonna try to grab Jack. And so that'll be you'll need to get your effect up higher for that, because right now you're at normal effect and you want greater to bring up somebody with you.
Oh man.
So you could just trade position for effect by running across the deck.
So what is it she's doing exactly?
She's going to grab you and then activate an alchemic balloon that'll lift you both up into the sky.
Can I do a setup action draw by firing at the crowd and pinning them down?
Yes.
Okay.
So that will
would be.
that will provoke the focus.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. And focus.
So I would have to push for effect, yes?
Or trade position for effect.
So
Yeah,
if
you don't
you're
have any stress,
desperate,
right?
how many stress?
That'll only get you up to risky because just pulling it on for yourself is controlled. Nobody's going to be able to stop you because it's so fast.
Right.
But you will take the controlled focus still.
Which will get us back into the Kraken's mouth.
Not in the mouth,
Yeah.
just grabbed by a tentacle.
Yeah,
We
and
have-
then in the mouth.
Yeah, eventually.
And we got nothing to resist with.
Yeah,
I have
pretty much.
nothing to resist
We're pretty
with.
much out of resources.
Yep. It's down to the wire. And remember, there is always the protect action, so somebody else could get grabbed instead of Irma.
I'm going
And then
to
not be able to resist.
Yep. Yeah, this may not be a situation where everybody gets out.
Yep.
I'm not sure I see a path to safety.
Jacques,
That's fine.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slap it onto your back and pull the cord from behind.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
So that's
He's off.
you're gonna take the controlled consequence, which is the tentacle's gonna grab you.
Yep.
And now you just make the finesse roll, which is controlled normal.
Okay. And is that would
And
that
remember, if you
technically
trade it to risky greater, then you could also lift yourself off.
Yeah, but I'm still stuck in the tentacle.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll do that. I'll trade position.
Well, if you get it up to extreme effect, I think that'd be enough to get you out of the tentacle. But then it's desperate position.
That's fine. Is this still considered a guardian because I'm trying to protect a teammate or no?
Yeah, it triggers the other clause on that, right? Because there's one that's
Cost one less stress to push myself on actions, but I don't
Yeah.
have anything because I'm exhausted. So
You don't have any way to gain one morale. You're not a like traditional or storyteller or anything.
well, technically I do have bait, which I am totally provoking to put the focus on me. So yes, I would say that
All
technically
right.
counts here.
Oh,
So that's one
yeah,
morale. And then
Yeah.
since you're acting to protect, and so you can push for effect up to extreme, which will be enough to break out of the tentacle and get you both to safety, as long as you roll higher than a 3.
All right, here we go.
Whoa!
Ooh.
Okay. Extreme +1
Ooh.
effect. You grab on shoom, and launch yourself up into the air. And the tentacle is pulled up so hard it breaks off. So that's going to put a tick on the Kraken's clock.
I don't think we're killing the Kraken tonight.
Oh my gosh, I thought Irma was gonna die.
Yeah.
You float up into the air. And all right. I think the only thing that's left to ask is what happens to Grigsby and Elise and Irma's beetle. Irma, you're now out of the controlled focus. If you want to give your beetle an order, there's no additional consequence there.
You know what to do. Essentially, be the bait.
Okay.
Take
so
take the
that'll
controlled focus from
that'll be
everyone
a
else.
hunt roll, and it'll be desperate for your beetle, and normal effect.
But my beetle is the one that takes the consequences.
Right.
Yes?
Yep.
Because I can't roll anything.
So you roll 2 dice and take the lower.
Okay, I'll go ahead and just see.
Hey,
4.
not bad.
All
Not
right.
bad.
So
Okay.
the beetle is going to buy Grigsby some time by attacking the nearest tentacle, and the tentacle is going to grab it and drag it under the ocean.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna transform into a wooden boat here and have Elise just like paddle herself out with her water bending abilities.
Okay. So you're gonna have Elise jump on and then just launch yourself off the ship.
Yeah.
Okay. So that will be what do you think that'll be? I'm a little curious. What's the action for that?
I mean, pack is the one that's tied to wood shape, so
Yep. Pack
I
makes sense.
guess it would be that.
Yep. And I'd
only
say
have one.
it sounds like desperate position, greater effect.
Okay, hope it works.
You got this.
Oh,
Woo!
No, you don't.
watch, and the other tentacle that wasn't distracted by the beetle just reaches up, catches you in midair, and slams you to the deck. So that'll be
Oh,
inflict
gosh.
broken harm. Normally that would take you out because with broken harm you can't act without pushing. But since you're a golem, you can cross it out and try one more time.
right.
Okay, I mean, there's nothing else I can really do except
If
try.
you take broken harm again, you will die.
Okay.
All right. Whoosh! You launch yourself out and land safely on the shore with Elise. Then the tentacle grabs you and slams you backwards into the ship. You take another broken harm. So unless you've got something you could do about that, like 1 point of armor you haven't spent and forgot about, I think this is
Wait,
where
how
Grigsby
much?
dies.
How much armor do you start with armor? Because I don't have armor ticked.
It's one load to be
One
wearing
load.
armor.
You have a load?
Yeah. Yeah, you have load
Yeah,
left.
I got tons of load.
All right.
Do
If you're
it.
wearing armor, then it slams you into the hull, and your armor breaks, and you take another wound. But I think that's only your second wound, right?
What's my third? I got the broken wound and the minor wound.
Well, the broken goes in the broken box.
Yeah.
And then you've got 3 boxes for regular
Oh,
wounds.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. So as long as that didn't go over your limit, then you survived.
Okay. I
All
guess
right,
I
so
can
You
try
and
again.
Elise are safe. No, that was a
Oh.
success. Yeah, you're on the shore now.
Okay.
All right. So is this when you want your fuse to be done, Jack?
This sounds like an excellent time for the fuse to be done. Boom.
Boom! And the ship goes off like a frag grenade. The unfortunate town guards on the deck and
Yep.
the mind-controlled Selkies do not make it.
Nope.
And Mustard Seed extremely does not make it. But
Oh.
also, let's see. So that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ticks for extreme effect. The Kraken does not make it.
Wow.
Yes. Guys, we actually did
I didn't think we were going to take this Kraken out tonight.
it.
All right. Elise survived. So
Never
that's
lost.
An NPC you know about now. Town guards
Elise
did not.
survived, but Mustard Seed didn't.
But we do need to go sing Mustard Seed's praises.
To the queen, yes.
I will.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So that'll wrap up that session. Since the Grand Alliance is formed, you will each gain 1 potential in addition to your veteran ability. And while you've used up your support box, your town now has an epic support box. So they could get a whole squad of Mustard Seed level guys or other major bonus on one mission.
Mm-hmm.
Probably worth saving that for the king.
Yeah,
But-
probably.
Since we are massively over time, I think we could just wrap it up now and talk about feedback and everything else off the air. So
Sure.
And thank you guys so much for going longer with us this evening.
Yeah.
yeah. Ray, do you have any wrap up material?
Yeah, so Hacked in the Dark, check us out online, check us out on Twitter, check us out on Discord. MK, you want to talk about the Discord a little bit?
Yeah, it's a great group of people. We have over 2,000 active members. We're connected to the forums, and we have a pretty big Hacked in the Dark community and whatnot, where this system was created and brainstormed and such, along with many others. And we're a pretty loving, welcoming group. So hope to see you there.
Yeah, and MK is one of our awesome mods. Shout out to her. And also, Hacked in the Dark is a community-driven project. So in addition to doing actual plays, we're also doing podcasts, interviewing developers who are developing Hacked in Forged in the Dark games. So check it out if that interests you. And also, if you're interested in coming on the shows to be interviewed, or maybe to play some games, or to get your game tested out, we're all here. We'd be happy to hear from you. And until next time.
This week, I'll be on the podcast talking about Deathwish.
That's right.
Cool.
All right. Yeah.